Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where civilization starts over. We're on episode 15 now, and in this video we're going to see World War One start to slow down as the peak of the war has ended now, and it's starting to end. Series so far, please like and subscribe as it would mean very much to me. I'm on the road to 50 subscribers by the end of the year, but I feel like I'm going to reach it very soon as I am recording this video. I'm at 45. So we're going to start down here in Africa where we see these purple soldiers. They will be starting to get pushed back by the red Tunisians. As we see them being pushed back all the way to the border, and now the red Tunisians are starting to invade even more into this Moroccan nation. As we also see, the Iberians put more forces on this front line. And soon enough we even see this Moroccan nation, they will be surrendering over to the Tunisians as they don't see any reason to continue fighting this war. Looking up here, we're going to see this nation, their capital will be taken by the Germans and the Northern Italians, as we see their coast being fully taken. Then we start to see them push out as now the more bloody battles happen, as we see the Germans meet up with the Romanians. Talking about Romanians, we're actually going to see these guys push all the way down here, really liberating all of Ukraine. As we now see Alexander Fedorov flee from this city down here into Turkey, as the Caspians, they will come in here and take all of this, even invading into all of these Russian claims. And we basically see the Diamond Alliance and the Pentagon Alliance making ceasefire, as they need to focus on the biggest threat, being the Cross Alliance. Moving on, we'll see the Persians, they will be continuing invading up here, capturing this major city before continuing up the coast, connecting up with the Caspians. As we just see the Turkish now starting to lose their fight over here, even getting pushed back from being pushed back by the pink team. Over here we'll see these guys, they will be, so we'll see these guys, they will start to push into Turkey as they're losing all of this. Turkey basically has all of their soldiers on this front right there, and yeah, that's not very good if you want to protect your capital that's in the over here. Let's now see another Greek landing over here, capturing all of these areas, connecting back up here and capturing these parts. And yeah, basically the Greeks have now retaken the Western Anatolian areas. Basically see the Turkish, they will now start to give up as their soldiers don't want to fight anymore, as I don't think anyone wants to fight in this big war any longer. As you see, it's being unnecessary basically. But looking at Russia, we'll see the Finnish, they will be in pushing up here and taking all of these areas before just stopping, as they don't want to fight anymore, want to lose any more people. But this breakaway that we saw, this Russian revolution that wants to form a real Russian empire, they will continue expanding, capturing this major city before they will be stopping, as we now basically the remaining heirs of the Russian empire just fall into anarchy and collapse, as Alexander Fedorov is down in this region. So this will be the complete division of the Russian Empire, as we now basically see the whole nation being occupied by foreign powers, or we see old powers such as Poland and this Estonian nation just break free. And yeah, that will be the end for the Russian Empire. Looking way up here, we'll be looking over here, and now that we basically see more free Romanian soldiers, we'll see a big pushback, as these guys just they liberate the capital and just push back, and it doesn't look so good for these guys. As we see, Romanian soldiers push out from these areas, destroying the Germans and capturing this major city before we basically see the Germans say, I don't want to fight anymore. But looking away from here, we'll see the final fight of the First World War, that being, or no, the second last fighting, where we see Iberia, they will do one final push, pushing back the French over here, and also making naval landing over here, capturing this major city back, before they will actually manage to do a small invasion into France, taking this major city, alongside taking this major city, as we see them push around the coast, before stopping like this. And yeah, then we basically see all fighting stop, as this nation, they will be surrendering over to these guys. Turkey, they will just, yeah, Turkey, they will just do, like, as we see this Anatolian era, it will just break away. As we just see many areas, Britain declare their independence. See this area down here declare independence. And basically see this being the only thing remaining of the main government. But we see the Persians, they will come in and occupy that. They will also occupy Cyprus. So we basically see all of the cross team being destroyed, or the main members, like Russia, Turkey, Egypt, they will fall to Persian occupation as well. But only like still independent or not occupied nations of the cross team is Germany, the Banana Nation, and Central China. And as I'm talking about Central China, I'm just going to say this: the Koreans have pushed them like all the way back to the border. They've also made big movements up here, as yeah, it's the Mongols have basically lost this battle. As all fighting just stops, but looking away from here, we'll be looking over here at Australia. Now this is a very interesting area, as we don't see very much, we just see one nation, and that nation will expand very much. Expand until it looks something like that, and taking these islands. But moving on, we'll see some more things happen here. As we see the West England, they will actually be expanding their colony as the war. There's no panic in their people, as the war has basically ended. Everyone is celebrating the end of the war, even though no official peace treaty has arrived, so the war is not finished yet. But you know what? Why not? Why not making peace treaty? I didn't expect the peace treaty to be arriving in this video, but as there's no more fighting, and I have no second idea how this war could end. So yeah, let's look at a peace treaty between the cross alliance and cross and circle alliance and the diamond and pentagon alliance. So this will be the peace treaty of World War One. So yeah, let's talk about this peace treaty. So we'll start up over here in Europe, where you maybe see a lot of things going on. But first of all, we'll see the land claims of these different countries. So why not start over here with Germany? So we'll be seeing the Danish. Oh, I'm on the wrong level. There. Oh no. So we see the Danish. They will be taking all of this land from the Germans. Looking over here, we'll see France. They'll lose and get some land, as we see them take a little bit of this, and we even see Brittany become its own nation once more. This time I think they're at their smallest state ever in history. But of course Germany will also lose some land to Iberia as take this, Iberia will also take this island from these guys. Looking over here into the Balkan region, we'll see these guys, they will take all of that and that, becoming very large. Over here in Romania, we'll see they take all of these lands. Ukraine will take all of that. And over here at Turkey, we'll see them getting absolute destroyed. This nation will take all of that. Greece will take all of this and the islands around. This becomes its own nation. Persia takes all of that and makes this into puppet state. Over here we see this become its own nation alongside uniting with Egypt. Up here we'll see the Caspians, they will take all of this from Russia and that and making this into their own little puppet state. Alongside these areas then. Moving on from down here, we'll be looking up here once more into the Poland area. As we see Poland, yes, they're back, taking all of these lands and even all of that and becoming a very large European nation. Looking over here at Russia, you see that Estonia is back. We also see Finland, they'll be taking all of this from Russia. We also see this big part break away and moving up here. We'll see this nation, they'll be taking all of this from Russia and this from this nation. Mongolia will take that. This Siberian nation will take all of that. And the final thing with Russia we'll be seeing is them annexing the remaining of Caucasia. Yeah, that's the peace treaty for Russia. They're still big, but not as big as they used to. Moving on from Europe, we'll be looking down here at Northern Africa, where we see the red team, they'll be taking all of this from Morocco, and the remaining pieces of Morocco will be fully annexed by the Iberian Union. Looking over here at the Middle Eastern areas, we'll be seeing this pink nation, they'll be taking control of this strait. They will also not take any more land, as now it's India's turn as to take that and this. And yes, these areas will be uniting with this Yemen nation, I think it is, and it will be looking something like that. Moving up from here over to India, we'll see India take all of these two areas. And moving on to China, we see China, they'll be successfully getting all of this part, while Korea gets all of this from the Mongol nation, and the Lime Japanese nation gets these islands. That's good enough for them. But moving over here to the Kazakhstan nation, they will be taking over the remaining of that nation, but they will also lose a lot of land from the Caspian nation, as we see Persia also take a bunch. And yeah, that's the World War I peace treaty. And we could basically see the Great Depression start, as we basically see the largest economy in the world being Russia, they just collapse. Russia was the strongest nation and they had the biggest economy, and now that they're gone, the world market and all of that just falls apart. Most of the things they sold were like hide and stuff from Siberia. They sold a bunch of industrial things like, I don't know, I guess early versions of cars and all of that. And yeah, Alexander Fedorov is gone. I think he went to Egypt or something. He never came back. But also I forgot this, the Cyprus, they will not be existing as they unite with the Persian puppet state. And yeah, this is the world now after World War I. It doesn't look like much has changed except Russia and the Middle East, maybe even Northern Africa and some of Central Europe. But if we look at the economy of the world, it has crashed, as I said earlier. Russia held up like 40% of the world's economy. now that they're gone, the 4% of the world economy just disappears. That's almost half of the world, like combined. Just if we combine half of the world's economical powers, we'll say that if they just disappear, that's the effect that the collapse of Russia has created. Now we'll be looking away from the Russian collapse and all of that over to Africa, where we'll be seeing another war directly after the World War One, the War of the Ideals. But it will be from a nation that won't be affected that much. It will be the Iberian Union. Now, sure, they will be affected somewhat by the world economy crashing, but not as much as, like, let's say Sweden or Romania and Turkey and all of those nations. Like Iberia has the second strongest economy and probably the strongest economy now that Russia's gone. So yeah, they're the leading economical power, but they won't care as they will now be invading into this African nation. I don't know really why they would do this. They just do to connect up here. But we see this nation just surrender, and in this peace treaty, I don't need to explain anything. They just get fully annexed, and the Iberian colonial empire grows. And what is this? I don't like that at all. Moving on from down here, we'll be looking up at Siberia. It's still Russian controlled. The world is still deciding, like major powers such as, let's say, Iberia so we basically see a grand meeting with the world powers now, being Iberia, Greece, Tunisia, India, and Persia, and of course Korea, to talk about what to do with Alaska. Siberia, oh my god. This is Alaska. But they're going to talk about Alaska as it's in a big colonial chunk. But it's decided that it will be annexed by it will be given over to the Iberians. Yep. The world is pretty dumb. They're giving the Iberians more and more power, and who says they won't just start invading everything and start to expand across the whole planet? Who says they won't do that? What will the world do in that case? Move on, we'll be seeing another event, that being in here in Turkey, or what remains of Turkey, as they're no longer a big power. I mean, this is the smallest state they have ever been, and oh no, the lines. Oh, I will fix that in the next video, and yeah, I won't be using those ideologies this video. But so the oligarchy here is destroyed, and I guess this nation will be replaced with an anarchy. Same with many nations, like let's say, I don't know, this nation is an anarchy. Like this nation, its dictator has been captured and killed by these guys, so they're probably in, like, I don't know, monarchy, or maybe somewhat an anarchy too. And yeah, many nations just fall apart and become an anarchy. India, they have been hit hard by the fall of Russia, as they're struggling. They can't expand or do anything too big, as that will result in their nation just exploding. There's mass protest over here and even in this super popular region, and yeah, it's not looking too good for them. But we'll see one last event, and that will be the second Korean-Japanese war. We'll basically say they will be declaring war at Japan. Now, the alliances that these two countries are in, the square and diamond lines, they're basically disabled at the moment. Both are recovering and all of that. So we see Korea taking advantage of this, taking these three islands before making a landing over here, capturing this major city. But that's when basically all of the Japanese nations, that being this nation, the Lime team, and the Pink team, basically just say, hey, you attack one, you attack all. So they basically unite under the Lime Japanese nation's flag to fight the foreign power. Big plot twist, but that won't stop the Koreans as they just invade down here too, and over here as well. But then we see basically a big Japanese pushback over here and reclaim this island before we see some pushback over here, pushing them completely out of the mainlands. Before Korea just makes a deal that, like, that deal being that they just take back their islands, these 4 islands to take back. And they will not have that. And yeah, now we have basically a fully united Japanese nation and a very strong regional power. At the end of this video, if you liked it, please like and subscribe. I'm on road to 50 subscribers. I think I'm 3 subscribers away from that goal. I would be very happy if we reach that event very soon, or that goal very soon. And yeah, I will just talk about the 50 subscribers special I'm planning to do. It's going to be a live stream. Yeah, so if you're interested in joining that live stream whenever I hit 50 subscribers, I will be very happy to see you there. I will be posting on my channel about it too after I'm done recording this. But yeah, that's all for this video. Goodbye.